Can't you?
I knew you'd miss me.
Layla turned you down, didn't she?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Moon Knight Episode 6.
You came back. The hell's wrong with you?
Well, I did a whole little speech there.
For this list, we're looking at the best Easter eggs and references in the epic finale to this 6-part lunar story. If you haven't caught up on the entire series and other Marvel Disney Plus shows up to this point, beware of spoilers ahead. What was your favorite scene in this week's episode? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. The moon's phases mirror the story. While the Lunar Heroes' 6 episodes didn't have time to show every phase of the moon cycle, the shots of it we did see enhanced the already rich storytelling.
All right, you know what? I think you can take this one, Mark.
Hurry up, idiots!
In the premiere, a waxing crescent hangs over the museum. This could represent how Steven was mostly in the dark about superheroes and that he was at the start of his journey. Half of the moon appears to be visible as Steven and Mark get more used to sharing one body, in the series' halfway point during episode 3.
All right, go ahead, you're in. Cheers, thanks a lot.
By the time we get to the finale, the personalities have fully accepted each other and their powers. The full moon in the background is a great visual representation of how far they've come.
I'm really jazzed about showing you these new skill sets we have.
Hey, show me what you got.
Yeah?
Number 9. Oscar Isaac pulls a complete 180 on his X-Men Apocalypse role. Before joining the MCU, series lead Oscar Isaac starred as a villainous mutant nicknamed Apocalypse. After this antagonist was revived by a devout group of followers, he executed a plan that threatened many innocent lives. Apocalypse couldn't have been stopped without the help of a heroine that was associated with bird imagery. 6 years after this movie premiered, Isaac's Moon Knight tried to stop the sinister Ammit after she was brought back by dedicated servants. He never would have stopped the powerful foe if it weren't for Layla, who just so happened to be rocking wings as they saved the world together. We're willing to bet that most people preferred seeing Isaac help prevent an apocalypse over the time he tried to cause one.
The power of this room will help us bind Ammit to Harrow's body. Quick, grab my hand so we can start the spell.
Number 8. Nods to Moon Knight's famous vehicles.
Now, how the heck are we going to get to Cairo?
You forget, little worm. I am still the god of the night sky!
Longtime fans of Mark Spector's stories may have been disappointed that his famous moon copter never made an appearance. The outlandish lunar-themed vehicle has been a staple in his comics since the 70s. Although it didn't appear in the first 6 episodes of the series, the creators made up for it with a fantastic flying sequence. As an added bonus, another comic Moon Knight vehicle made its live-action debut. The post-credit scene saw Jake Lockley driving a sleek white limo with a Spectre license plate. This car is identical to the ride Mr. Knight liked to use in comics. Hopefully, this is a good sign that Spectre will take flight in his moon copter next.
What am I doing? What am I doing? I don't even have my license.
Number 7. Moon Knight bends a live-action Marvel show streak. When looking at the 4 live-action Disney Plus MCU shows that aired in 2021, a pattern emerges where the main protagonist never takes the big bad's life.
You want them dead? Do it yourself.
WandaVision's finale sees Scarlet Witch enchant Agatha Harkness instead of ending the villain. During the finales of both The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki, someone besides the main protagonist takes down the big bad.
Aren't you gonna beg for your life?
Good.
And it was clear that neither Kate nor Clint fatally wounded Kingpin in the Hawkeye finale. Although it looked like Harrow would escape a grim fate, Jake Lockley took matters and Moon Knight's body into his own hands. While he's not technically the main character, his execution of the villain is the closest the shows have come to breaking a very specific streak.
Hoy te toca perder.
Wait.
Number 6. The show featured Moon Knight's hardest resurrection to date.
And although that field back there was looking pretty good, there's no way in hell I'm gonna abandon you.
Coming back to life has never been more difficult for Moon Knight than it was after Harrow shot him. Before this point, the arguably toughest comic resurrection he ever endured took place in Moon Knight: The Resurrection War #1. After being revived by Khonshu to fight a deity, the lunar hero has to fight through realistic visions and make peace with his personalities. The show made that journey seem like a piece of cake immediately by making it impossible for Khonshu to help.
I do not sense Mark Spector in this world. He died fighting, no doubt.
And not only do Mark and Steven have to fight physical enemies, they also have to overcome emotional trauma too. By the time they're back on their feet to fight Amit, they've pulled off Moon Knight's most challenging resurrection ever.
Mark Spector, I need your help.
Just curious about something. How's this whole new arrangement going to work then?
Number 5. A subtle and ominous hint at Kang. A blink and you'll miss it QR code featured in Harrow's hospital scene lets the audience know that they should check out Marvel's website for another free comic. This time around, fans were treated to a story that saw Kang the Conqueror battling Moon Knights from across time. Fortunately, the MCU has the pieces in place to bring a version of the story to live action. Loki's show established that different ways of time travel are possible, and that Jonathan Majors will appear as Kang the Conqueror soon.
There's 2 options. 1, you kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount.
The thought of his version of the villain fighting Isaac's Moon Knight head-to-head in any era of time is extremely exciting. When Kang arrives, let's hope one of the heroes calls Moon Knight in for an assist.
While it is tempting to accept your diagnosis, Doc, we'd rather go save the world.
Number 4. Harrow's hospital name is a huge homage.
Time for bed.
In an ironic twist of fate, Harrow ends up in the same mental facility that one of Steven's supervisors recommended in the second episode. The name of this recurring location is Sienkiewicz Psychiatric Hospital. In the real world, Bill Sienkiewicz is an artist who Marvel initially hired to work on Moon Knight stories. His work alongside other artists and writers helped give the character a unique look and feel from other heroes. It's great to see the show acknowledge Sienkiewicz's contributions. As the shows and films continue, it'd be fantastic to see more artists, writers, and other creatives get witty Easter eggs too.
I like the sound of that. Good. Glad we got that all sorted out.
Number 3. Layla's significant superhero debut.
I'm doing this or what? I have a fabulous costume.
After the heroes are backed into a corner, Layla evens the odds by becoming Tawaret's avatar. Their allegiance leads to an awesome set of armor and even cooler fight scenes. Although there's no one quite like Layla in the comics, her costume still nods to Marvel history.
How did you get back? Wow, you look amazing. What are you wearing?
Her superhero outfit features a reddish scarab. Not only is this a reference to the nickname her father gave her, but it also nods to an Egyptian character that protected innocence as the Scarlet Scarab. It's unclear whether Layla will officially take up that name or even continue her superhero career. But the one thing we know for sure is that she makes a fantastic heroine. Number 2. Jake could open up big story possibilities for Moon Knight. Jake didn't disappoint when he made his grand MCU debut. In a short amount of time, we learned he has no problem with violence, he's a great fighter, and Khonshu likes his style.
When he has no idea how troubled he truly is. Meet my friend, Jake Lockley.
All these characteristics line up with the gritty comic version of Jake. Whenever he's around, we see Moon Knight do very brutal things. But Jake's presence could also bring another big story to live action. In one storyline, Mark is shocked to learn that Jake secretly had a child and relationship with their love interest Marlene. This parallels the time Steven had a date on the show he knew nothing about.
Stevie, you absolute rascal. I didn't know you'd taken a crack.
I didn't know either.
If the series goes as far as the comics, we might see a brutal Moon Knight protecting his kid in the future.
That wasn't you, was it, Steven? Not a chance, mate.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The fish tank officially foreshadowed the entire series.
I got your postcard. Putting it up on Gus's tank now. Yeah, it's very nice.
If Stephen, Mark, or Jake would have paid more attention to their shared fish tank, they would have been a lot more prepared for their adventures. The aquatic home contained hints at nearly every major event that occurred in the first 6 episodes. Its small Pyramid of Giza served as a preview for the pivotal meeting of the Ennead. At one point, Gus appears to swim by the gates of Osiris that opened the door for Mark, Stephen, and Jake's resurrection.
Osiris, you old softy! Now run!
Hippo! Go, go!
There's even a model Sphinx that hints at the real one that Khonshu and Amit end up fighting next to. The next time Moon Knight appears on screen, we'll base all our predictions on his fish tank.
What the fish?
What do you mean, grew back?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.